Semi-axle eyesight. Is there the high drive? Deep center. Go, go, go. We're out of here. We're out of here. Say ya, playa.
Just like they drew it up in Hollywood, Caladros, the 3-2. Swing and a miss! And the Audubon Green Wave have upset the Kingsway Dragons! And this is it for good! The Audubon Green Wave are back in the Final Four! A gold pile on their side!
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to DW Broadcasting's coverage of men's varsity.
From our entire crew, we'll see you tomorrow. Have a good one, folks.
I just went one for 1 second.
Hold on.
All right, there we go. One more time. Welcome back to the Han Greenberg Field as we look to get this final push of the 2024 regular season underway. We start with a home game for the Green Wave versus the West Deptford Eagles. On Wednesday, or actually tomorrow, we'll be traveling on the road with the Green Wave for the first time as they go to Haddon Heights for their final road game of the year. And on Thursday, they celebrate their senior day on the 16th versus Sterling. Wednesday looks like it's going to be a bit of a washout, so we will go over that. And on Friday, Audubon has just added an out-of-conference game. They play the Cedar Creek Pirates of the Cape Atlantic League and a South Jersey top 20 team, a darn good competitor. The two faced off in a scrimmage in 2022 with Cedar Creek taking off the easy 19-6 win, but that was 2 years ago and it was a scrimmage. Crazy things can happen in scrimmages. So I'll tell you this, we've got 4 Audubon games this week and a packed weekend ahead, plus the first week of playoffs is right around the corner. And for West Deptford, they're looking for a bit of a second chance against Audubon. They lost 9-7 the last time these two teams played at Union Field in West Deptford, but Audubon was up by 6 and they almost gave it away because of bad defense and underclassmen pitching woes. But now that they've gotten themselves in a groove and are in a bit of a better spot since last time, now the tides are a little different. West Deptford starting Brendan Lawherty, and Audubon is getting Gabe McCracken on the hill here in this first of 4 games this week. As Audubon goes for the regular season push finale going into the cutoff on Thursday, they've got a lot to look forward to here at home. We'll give you our starting lineups and our first pitch right after this. West Deptford just got off the field, so they are done their infield-outfield warm-ups, and we'll be right back after this. has dispersed. They are taking the field for their first of 4 games this week, as we've got a loud crowd in the outfield and a loud crowd at home as Gabe McCracken takes the hill, looking to start off this week with a bang. He's been successful this year, maybe not the phenom stats that we saw in 2023 as a sophomore in his first varsity season. He's kind of come back down to earth, but he is still a very good pitcher. Don't get it twisted. And he's going to be met with the West Deptford starting lineup, which is as follows, brought to you by Tommy D's Home Improvement. For John Oler, a former Audubon grad, graduated in the early 2000s, and also a catcher for Justin Verlander at Old Dominion, he brings out this starting 9. Caleb Delaney in center field batting leadoff, Jason Hartman at second base batting second, Cole McKenna, the shortstop, batting third. Of course, his brother, Shea McKenna, just got all conference honors at McDaniel College in Maryland for Division III baseball. Brendan Laugherty is the pitcher and cleanup man. Trevor Lundfeldt is in right field batting fifth. Grady Gasparovich is the catcher batting sixth. Landon Delaney, left fielder, batting seventh. Aiden Cranmer, the first baseman, batting eighth. And Zach Carson, number 42, at the hot corner, rounding out the order. As we said, 4 games this week for the Green Wave, and we'll be covering all of them. Haddon Heights tomorrow on the road, just our second Audubon game on the road this year. We've mostly stuck to covering home games just with how crazy our schedule's been and with how many schools, you know, we have commitments to on the DWB business side of things. But Thursday is going to be Senior Day versus Sterling, and then Friday is an out-of-conference showdown versus Cedar Creek. Should be a fun one for after the deadline and after the cutoff. Here we go. No time to waste. Starting just 5 minutes behind schedule, 3:50. For Audubon standards, it's early. Caleb Delaney, the junior outfielder, grabs the bat in the leadoff spot from the left-handed batter's box. 373 average this year. As the first pitch is a strike, and we are underway from Hank Greenberg Field, 0-1. 19 for 51, 3 extra base hits, 14 walks, and 4 hit by pitches. A 451 slugging percentage and a very quick strike number 2. 0-2. High and away. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And this one's popped up by Delaney out towards third base. McCracken, or rather Caladros, is there. And it's 1 away. Here's Jason Hartman. Hartman, a sophomore. Takes first pitch inside, 1-0. This West Deptford team is very young. I think people underestimate, you know, with the record they had last year at 13-9, you know, not too far off from what they have now, as it's a 2-0 count. You know, they lost so many players. They had Ambrosius, a class of 22, you know, 5th-year COVID senior. They lost Baglivo. They lost Cole Dubois. They lost Luke Laxton. Ben Marafa, Dan Marafa, 2 of the best power hitters in the Colonial Conference, Joey Socorro and Nick Tomasetto. You know, it would kind of be like if Audubon last year, or even this year, also had Charlie Grady and, you know, Scott Lynch to round out the order. You imagine how much more Audubon would be winning if they had those guys as 5th-year options. That one's fouled back to the right side. And that one foul, almost hit a red truck in the parking lot. And it's 3-2. To Hartman, and that is ball 4, and McCracken surrenders an early walk. Here's Cole McKenna. First pitch is a strike, 0-1. This year, West Deptford 3-4 in the Colonial Liberty Division, that upper division of the conference. Curveball misses, and it's 1-1. West Deptford started off the year with a 1-3 run. And now a ground ball that could turn 2. Flipped to second for 1. Dempsey's got it, but not in time. Slavin tried for the extension at first, but West Deptford gets a second lease on life with a fielder's choice by Cole McKenna to bring up the pitcher, Brendan Lawhurry. However, West Deptford had a good run in mid-April, winning 3 of 4 over Gateway, Sterling, and Timber Creek, and also winning their home Pop McKenna tournament, beating Cumberland and Clearview. However, this last stretch of games going into May have not been too kind to them. They've been 2-3 in the month, with wins over PVI and Paulsboro, but losses to Deptford, Sterling, and Pittman. They've got 3 more conference games after today. It's a ground ball to Wiltsey in fair ground. Throw to first is in time. Side retired. West Deptford gets a couple of men on, but does not score. Audubon gets out of it with McCracken leading the way. It's no score going to the bottom of the first here at Hank Greenberg. Bottom of the first, Brendan Lawfree getting the start for West Deptford. Let's take a look at what Audubon's working with in the kitchen. Here with their starting lineups, brought to you by Tommy D's Home Improvement. Speaking of the kitchen, if you want to make your dream kitchen come true today, get your wholesale kitchen cabinets and countertops at heavily discounted rates with Tommy D's. Tyler Wiltsey takes the shortstop spot at leadoff as Charlie Kopp set in center field. Trent Bannell in right, Joey Slavin at the cleanup spot at first. Ryan Zimmer behind the plate, batting fifth. Jack Dempsey, that is, at second base, batting sixth. Nick Caladros at third, batting seventh. Bryce Dempsey in left, and Jason Stockland in the 9th spot to round out the order. Wiltsey takes ball 1 outside. West Deptford brought 4 men to the plate. Got a couple of them on, but really no extensive damage as it's 1-1. McCracken got out of the first with 15 pitches. And a swing and a miss, 2-2. Lawfrey's got a good fast and off-speed mix. I think that's something that, you know, it doesn't seem like it does too much on the surface level, but it does enough to where it can fool your guys for at least a couple of batters. As Wiltsey goes the other way, down the right field line, and it's dropped. It's a fair ball. He's going to get to second base on this one, and he's going to reach on a rather nonchalant two-base error in right field by Trevor Lundfeldt. Seemed like a routine fly ball. He might have lost it in the sun, I'm not sure, but Wiltsey gets aboard in a precarious way, and here is Zimmer now, or excuse me, Capseta. Capseta hit a grand slam on last Tuesday versus Paulsboro in an 18-3 win. Hit it off the warehouse, or the shed, right behind us in right field. Went a long way. And was Audubon's first home run of the season. In a year where the ball seems to have been flying out of the yard, Audubon has really taken a contact-first approach. You know, remember 2 years ago, they led the Colonial Conference in home runs as a team with 14. Now, there's some teams, even in this conference, that have far extended that. You know, there's just a lot more hitters in the conference today as a fly ball to center field. Going over is Delaney. He makes the catch. Wiltsey holds, and there's one down. There's Trent Bannell, the right fielder. Strike one. Oh, the Bannell. There's a ground ball out to third, picked up for across the diamond is in time. Wiltsey does advance to third, and there's two away now for Joey Slavin. Would be a nice momentum shifter for West Deptford to have a scoreless first inning. You know, especially with the stretch that they've had, a 3-game losing streak here, a 3-game losing streak there. You know, their wins have kind of come in bunches, so if they can kind of avenge what they've had earlier this season and just, get, you know, kind of get the ball rolling, really. You know you're kind of punching up in this division. So if you can set the tone early and see that Lawfrey's going to be a long-distance guy, then you're going to set yourself up for success. Count is 1-1 to Slavin after the swing and miss. 2 outs, runner on third. Wiltsey looking to score after a 2-base error in right field. He pokes this one into shallow center field. That's going to drop, and the dive with a little short-handed. Wiltsey scores, and getting to second base is Joey Slavin. He's got an RBI double on a blooper to center field, and it's 1-0 Audubon. So now here is Ryan Zimmer now after the RBI double. Beautiful Monday here in Audubon, 73 degrees and sunny. Just a couple of clouds in sight, you know. It's not very long until the summer season will come around, and we're going to be wishing for days like these back where it's going to be 99 degrees and no breeze at all, so it feels like you're just a chicken cooking in an oven, like for Thanksgiving. And it's 1-1. Although I guess some would have chicken for Thanksgiving. Many have turkey. some have ham, like me. I don't eat turkey. That's a foul ball. I guess you could say I had turkey once, didn't like it, so I quit cold turkey.
Turkey in the driveway today.
Yeah, there's been a couple of turkeys around this time of year. I think we saw a male turkey at our grandparents' driveway yesterday. It had all these big, bold colors, you know, almost like a rainbow. Now, I'm not a turkeyist, so I don't know a lot about them, but here's a fly ball down the right field line.
There's definitely a male turkey.
Drop that one foul. That's the second time that, Lundfeldt missed a ball in right. I guess, yeah, the sun is kind of peering right over him. So that's a tough play. He already had the E9 to start the inning and probably could have had the third out there in foul territory, but you can see he put his hand over his eyes. Even with the sunglasses on, he couldn't see. So here is Zimmer, the fifth batter of the inning. Runner on second, 1-0 Audubon here in the early stages of this one. High chopper out towards third, picked up, throw across is a little high, but it is in time. Side retired. Audubon makes a dent with a RBI double by Joey Slavin, but nothing more. We're through one here at the Hank. 1-0 Green Wave. Top of the second, Audubon gets a run on an RBI double by Joey Slavin, but nothing more. We start off the second with Trevor Lundfeldt, the right fielder. He'll be followed up by the catcher, Grady Kasparovic, and Landon Delaney, the left fielder. You know, we were talking about how West Deptford lost all of their guys from 2023, including a couple fifth-year guys like Tomasetto and Marafa. But, you know, think about it this way. These guys, the fact that they are hanging around 500, even after losing all those guys, shows that they've got good depth in the roster. You know, they've beaten some quality teams. Like, I don't care that PVI is 9-12. They are a quality team. You know, they are a team that plays in South Jersey's most resilient and toughest conference in the Olympic. And even Audubon, you know, they beat them, what, 2-0? Or I think it might have been 5-2, something like that. You know, like they had their struggles versus them. They didn't bulldoze them either. So there's a strike. 3 balls, 1 strike to Lundfeldt. Wind blowing a little bit out here, out towards right field. That's a 3-1. Grounded out towards short. Wiltsey has it. Throw to first is in time. A 6-3 ground out is out number 1. Here is Gasparovic. one away, nobody on, and a strike is called. 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, and a foul ball makes it 1-2. And just missed the trees down the right field line, so hitting it on a low angle here. Two strikes and another foul off the netting. We originally were supposed to cover Bishop Eustace and Cherry Hill West on Tuesday. It was going to be a 7 o'clock game from Rutgers-Camden in the Rutgers-Camden High School Spring Series, but that game got canceled, A, because of Cherry Hill West making it to the final in the Diamond Classic, because there's a base hit up the middle. A, because of that, and B, because Wednesday is looking like it's almost a certainty to rain. So I think Cherry Hill West is moving up whatever scheduled game they had on Wednesday, probably versus like an Olympic opponent like that, and they are instead playing that game on Tuesday. So that game is off the hook. It is an Olympic game, but it's not an Olympic conference game, Olympic division game. So technically that is still at the discretion of the team's scheduling. Because you got to remember, the Colonial is the smallest conference in the state of New Jersey. Only 10 teams are fielded for baseball. 6 in one division, 4 in another. That one's inside. So the thing about that is, you have to consider that where they're at right now for the Colonial, you have to play games against all 10 teams, not including yourself, obviously. And for those teams in your division, 1 game away, 1 game home. Kind of a 2-2 series. Fouled off, and that was a couple feet from Coach Ferran's car. You break it, you bought it. And it's 2-2. Still trying to get a grip here versus Delaney, the left fielder. Throw back to first, not in time. So West Deptford with a ground out and a single to start off the festivities here in the second. 1-0 Audubon. That is down. Excuse me, the count is 3-1. 3-1. Little chopper over the middle. Wiltsey is there. He tags the bag for 1 on the first. Is in time for a double play. So a quick inning for Audubon as they get a single, but it is rather as West Deptford gets a single, but it's quickly erased with a double play. 1.5 frames through. 1-0 Audubon. In life, the road ahead is full of possibilities, but to navigate it safely, you need the right skills. Harper Driving School is the premier driving school serving Gloucester, Salem, and Camden counties. With experienced instructors, many of whom are teachers in local schools, we are dedicated to your success and will help you master the road with confidence. With an over 95% success rate of students passing their road test on their first try, you know your student will be in good hands while embarking on a huge step of their young adult lives, all while avoiding the lines at the DMV and getting insurance discounts.
We chose Harper, and so should you.
Bottom of the second inning. Audubon bringing up their 6, 7, and 8 men. Jack Dempsey, Nick Calandros, and Bryce Dempsey. This broadcast is brought to you by Harper Driving School. Over 95% of students pass their Harper Driving School road test for the first time. They're experienced instructors that are community leaders, teachers, business owners, and everything in between in their local areas. Visit today at Suite 4 of the Total Turf Complex in Pittman, right off of Lambs Road. 1-0 is outside. 2 balls, no strikes to Jack Dempsey. Don't forget, all commercials you see on DWB are filmed, edited, produced, and recorded by me. It helps with equipment expenses and also towards my college fund. So if you're a small business owner and you'd like to contribute, please send me an email. And if you'd like to advertise on the show, please send me an email at thedanwilkinsshow@gmail.com. All of our social medias, including our Venmo, are listed in the description of the video. Ball 4. And Jack Dempsey draws leadoff walk to bring up Calandros. One nothing Green Wave in the bottom of the first, in the bottom of the second, as Lawfrey steps off. McCracken had exactly 30 pitches in the second, so he's had 15 apiece in every inning so far tonight. Calandros showed bunt. That ball was high. Throw down to first is not in time. It went to throw behind the runner. One-0. Shockingly, with Lawfrey, he is only at 22 pitches through 1 inning. So his pace has been marginally better, but that depends on how this second frame goes, because there's still nobody out. So there's 2-0 now. That one missed outside. Calandros trying to drop one down and move Dempsey down into scoring position. But that's what this team has been all about. They've been playing small ball, only 1 home run this year. You know, they still are kind of having this ripple effect from 2 years ago when they lost to Woodstown. When they were the number 2 seed, Woodstown was a 7 seed. They had this big upset to them in the second round at home. Woodstown beat them, and why did they beat them? Because of bunting and because of small ball. Dempsey, oh wow, Calandros fouled that ball off of his hand. Now the umpires I think the umpires are going to talk this one over. Calandros is squatting down, and the umpires do confirm the call. So he gets up, but obviously in a little bit of pain, is maybe a little more than some pain. I mean, if there's any part of the body that you don't want a hit by pitch in, you know, if you could take one in the back, you know, that's a meaty part of your body. It can take a lot of force. You get hit in the leg, get hit in the shoulder, whatever, you know, like it absorbs a lot of that. There's really no absorption in your hand, and there's a lot of fragile parts in there that can break. Lawfrey steps off. With Bryce Dempsey on now, 2 on and nobody out. So Audubon's looking to get an early rally here in the second. They show bunt again. But again, like, you know, they lost that playoff game 2 years ago because they didn't know how to defend the bunt. So what are they doing now? They're bunting to take advantage of the other teams that aren't taking advantage of bunt defense. I mean, this is a big part of their game. And last year, and especially 2 years ago, this is a 180 from what you would see. I don't think we saw more than 5 or 10 bunts 2 years ago in 2022. But under the same head coach and with the same, pretty much the same assistants around him, they revolutionized their game and made it entirely different for everybody involved. There's a pitch. Popped up back behind the plate, and it's off the netting. So it is 1-2 now. tomorrow we'll be at Audubon versus Haddon Heights. They're on the road for that game. That'll be a 3:45 p.m. start. That'll be at the High Street Fields. Going to be a fun one as Audubon looks to lock up their division title over Haddon Heights. 1-2. Dempsey tomahawks one foul down the right field line. Thought that was going to land fair for a second, but no cigar on that one, and it's still 1-2. Dempsey and then the DH Jason Stockland back here in the second for the Green Wave. Ball 2. Just missed. That is also high. 3-2. Seems like they're trying to go with like a lollipop 12-6 curveball, but it's just not sticking, and the release point is maybe a fraction of a second off. So that's the difference between a high ball and a low strike. Got a piece of that one. Didn't even hear anything off the bat, but that's how light of a nick it made. You know what? It made such a light nick that it also got their catcher. That actually got a really good piece of Grady Gasparovic behind the plate. John Oler coming out to talk to him. You can see he immediately went into a squat after being hit. Didn't seem like much was amiss at first, and then, yeah, I was going to say, we just saw Liam Corbel, the athletic trainer, passed by on his cart. He hasn't made a move to check in on him yet. I think he might have gotten nicked with the foul ball. Now, if he did get hit on the backswing, that would be catcher's interference, which would move both runners up. However, I don't know if that was. So they are sending Gasparovic back to the catcher's mound, and Liam Corbel is coming out. I think he got hit on his glove hand. That's what I imagine, but he's having just a quick catch here with Lawfrey. Liam Corbel, again, the athletic trainer, just making a quick checkup on him. Obviously not what you want to see with a roster that I don't even know if it has a backup catcher that you can call on. So Corbel out there. Jack Dempsey making some discussion with the West Deptford infielders. Yeah, I think he just got nicked on a foul ball, but obviously, because we barely even heard Dempsey, if at all, we heard Dempsey's contact with the ball. I mean, on an aluminum or metal bat, you know, like, you can usually hear even the slightest bit of contact. And now, to be fair, we are in the outfield, so some of that can be deadened a little bit, but they're checking on him here in the bottom of the second. Green Wave lead 1-0. As a medical checkup on the catcher Grady Gasparovic going on here with the athletic trainer Liam Corbel. As you see, he's trying to like maybe patch something up with the finger. I'm not sure, because some catchers and some fielders of any position wear their glove with their pointer finger out, like they have a little socket for the pointer finger. It can sometimes make the glove close a little easier with that natural motion of the hand. So I'm wondering if when he got hit on the foul ball, it hit his exposed pointer finger and not something that was just normal. So they're taking Gasparovic out of the game. He was he was just having a quick catch with Lawfrey. And now, after a further evaluation by Corbel, they are taking him out of the game. So John Oler's coming out, and he is going to make a substitution on his lineup card. This is pretty unusual. I haven't seen this in a while where a player looked like he was going to stay in, and then the athletic trainer came out. He obviously saw something that was amiss, and Gasparovic now going to take a seat. Because you could see when he got hit, Corbel was actually just passing behind us and was parking his club cart out on the right field side, and then he asked somebody, did he get nicked or something? And then, yeah, he moved in, so I'm not sure if they're going to give the new catcher any warm-up pitches. But obviously a bit of a funky situation. So a medical disruption here for Grady Gasparovic as he's being attended to in the West Deptford dugout. Obviously not an ideal situation for West Deptford to have this much of a delay with nobody out in the bottom of the first, or rather in the bottom of the second. Audubon got an RBI single earlier with a Joey Slavin RBI double, but it looks like now they're going to bring in that new catcher. Lawfrey will stay in the game after the delay, and the count is still 3-2 to Bryce Dempsey. So that foul ball caused about a 5-minute delay, and now Bryce Dempsey is going to look to make up for the lost time with something of his own. 3-2. Pops this one up on the first pitch of the resumed at-bat. The catcher might get an opportunity, but no, it is a foul ball. Landed just past the Audubon dugout. Three balls, two strikes, nobody out, 2 on for Audubon. A walk loads the bases. Lawfrey delivers high. That ball gets away. And a full count walk puts Lawfrey in a lot of trouble here. Now here's Jason Stocklin. So nothing yet from John Oler. He hasn't pulled out anybody from his bullpen, but this team overall doesn't have the same amount of guys that they did last year. I mean, they've only got 7 guys on the bench that they could theoretically bring in. So for you to bring in a bullpen pitcher, you might have to go into the outfield and grab like an Aiden Cranmer or a Zach Carson or somebody like that, you know, just to make a bullpen change, and then you got to do that while you're back. So tough situation all around, but this is what the small school's got to deal with. That ball is high, goes to the backstop, but they hang on to it. And it's a 2-0 count to Stocklin. Bases loaded, nobody out. Green Wave lead 1-0. Dempsey on first, Caladros on second, and his older brother Bryce on third. As the count is now 2-1 after the called strike. Check swing. Appeal says no. 3-1. Well, it would be really a big knock on your reputation if you walk in the number 9 hitter with the bases loaded. Last thing you want is to turn up the lineup and make a situation like that necessary. There's a strike. 3-2. Nowhere to hide. 3 balls, 2 strikes, nobody out for Jason Stocklin. And a foul ball back to the screen. Count is still full. That puts Lawfrey over 40 pitches so far, and he's not even out of the first out in the second. Here we go again. 3-2. Swing and a miss. First strikeout for Lawfrey, and there's one away for Tyler Wiltsey. So back to the top of the order with the bases loaded. Wiltsey got to second and later scored on an E9 in right field. That one's down 1-0. Pittman and Wildwood are tied 1-1 in the third inning. St. Augustine leads Egg Harbor Township 1-0 in the first. Ocean City and Oakcrest are tied 0-0 in the top of the second. Shawnee leads Seneca 1-0 in the top of the third as a fly ball. Mile high. Can he see it is the question. Yes, he does. He comes down with it. Run tags. This is actually a nice throw, but it's not in time. Sack fly to right. After the catch, makes it 2-0. Green Wave, 2 down. So Dempsey scored on that. Caladros moved to third, and now we've got runners on the corners with 2 down. John Oler coming out. No pitching change yet, but I would imagine just a checkup with Copsetta coming up here. So Audubon leads 2-0 here in the bottom of the third as they'll disperse from their pitching visit. Here's Charlie Copsetta. Two on, runners on the corners, 2 outs, and 1 run across for Audubon here in the second. Outside, 1-0. Camden Catholic is scoreless versus Cherry Hill East, also in the third inning. There's a strike called. And it's 1-1. That is down, and Dempsey advances to second, and it's 2-1. So now both runners in scoring position here. Down again, 3-1. Well, at least now that first base spot is unoccupied, but then you've got to deal with Trent Bannell again, and obviously that's going to be a big hamper to your pitch count as he's up near the 50 mark with 2 outs in the bottom of the second. So even though he's only given up 2 runs, it has come at a big cost. 3-1. Copsetta walks. Third walk this inning surrendered by Lawfrey. This brings up Trent Bannell here. Don't forget to tune in on June 1st on a Saturday night for a wonderful day of DWB schedule reveals as we unveil the 2024 Dan Wilkins Broadcasting football schedule with coaches, fans, ADs, and players helping us reveal where our Fridays and Saturdays will be spent for the 2024 football campaign. Visit the YouTube stream on June 1st to listen in and see where your team grabs a football spot. Should be a fun one. Trent Bannell at the dish here. A little behind on it and fouls it back. and it just hit the West Deptford bus. Kind of hit it off the front grill. Didn't make that loud of a noise, but at least it didn't shatter a window or anything. Like I said, you break it, you bought it. Here is the 0-1. That one skips in the dirt. Catcher didn't know where it was, but because there's a log jam on the bases, nobody advances. 1-1. Bannell lines this one out to third, picked up, he'll go for the bag, and he got him. Side retired. Audubon gets one, but leaves the bases loaded on a Bannell ground out to retire the side. West Deptford looks to get back on the board in the third, 2-0, Green Wave.
Tommy D's Home Design Center has opened a second location on Creek Road in Belmar, operating in Philadelphia for over 25 years and now expanding into South Jersey. Tommy D's is the place to go for kitchen cabinets, countertops, and cabinet accessories, heavily discounted compared to big box retailers. Stop in, take a seat, and watch as our experienced kitchen designer makes the kitchen of your dreams right in front of you. Tommy D's is the best in the business for quality kitchen countertops and cabinets that fit all budgets. Call us today at 856-210-9504 or visit the new location in person on the corner of Creek Road and Harding Avenue in Belmar next to the 42 on-ramp.
Top of the third, and this game has gone by at about the pace of a snail. It's 4:36. Game started at 3:50, so we're almost an hour in, and it's the top of the third inning. So if you're coming home from your 9-to-5 job and you get stuck in 295 traffic, you might make it by the fifth. Here is Cranmer, Aiden Cranmer, followed up by Zach Carson and Caleb Delaney. 8-9-1 for the Eagles in the top of the third. They've scored no runs and have collected just one hit on the night. Oh, 2. Or excuse me, 1-1, not bad. Foul back, and now it's 1-2. Cranmer steps out. The senior, 3 for 17, a 176 average, but a 529 slugging percentage. Well, how do you do that? 2 of your 3 hits are doubles. That's how. 6 walks and 4 hit by pitches. Appeal to first says no. And it's... Oh, never mind. Yeah, they did say. That was the longest appeal I've ever seen. But remember, the umpire cannot automatically ask for an appeal. That's how it works. The catcher has to ask the umpire for an appeal, and then the umpire asks. If there's no appeal, there's no call, which is why there was that awkward moment of silence there for a little while. Because the umpire doesn't have to answer to anybody. And he can't really make the call on his own for that, you know, so he called it a no swing. Umpire at first dissented. And the 0-1 is a called strike. He went to drop down a bunt, Zach Carson there, but ends up getting called against him. Now 0-2. Swing and a miss. Back-to-back Ks from McCracken. And there's very quickly 2 down. 3 Ks for the junior right-hander tonight, and we turn the lineup back over to Caleb Delaney. The lefty batting out of the lead-up spot in center field, struck out swinging his first time. Strike called. McCracken's wheeling and dealing here, trying to make up for lost time. It's 0-1. Another swing and a miss. Put some big effort into that one, and it's 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Gabe McCracken for a smooth third here, as that one misses. 1-2. Pokes this one out towards center field. Copsetta lets it drop for a base hit. And a 2-out knock for Delaney. Gets a base runner on for Jason Hartman. Hit well down the right field line, and hits the tree. It's foul. One ball, 1 strike, 2 outs after the base hit by Caleb Delaney. And it's a swing and a miss, 1-2. Throw down to second base on the stolen base attempt, not in time. Fouled back, 2-2. And that one's inside. 3-2 now. Runner on second and 2 down now as Hartman is going to try to put West Deptford on the board with a runner in scoring position. West Deptford clapping it up in their respective dugout. 3-2 outside. And that is ball 4. So that puts a runner in scoring position. Runners on first and second now for Cole McKenna. McKenna reached on a fielder's choice his first time. Gabe McCracken looking to get out of the jam, which just a little bloop single in a center field on a full count walk that he worked his rear off on. You know, not entirely his fault. Just, you know, a couple of bad placements here and there, and then ends up falling on you. 1-1. Another strike call, 1-2. Kraken with 2 runners on, trying to get out of it versus McKenna. Line drive into right field. Bantle has it. Side retired. Didn't have to move too far. Just gave it a look and made the catch in his glove. We go to the bottom of the third. Audubon holds West Deptford scoreless, 2-0. Going to the bottom of the third.
Garden State Pet Center is an independently owned full-service pet store. Our specialty is promoting companionship between people and animals by providing the healthiest product choices available, including all-natural foods, supplements that support and relieve health issues, and innovative products for pet parents. Our goal is to provide our customers with a relaxing environment, and while we're not striving to be the biggest store on the East Coast, we're striving to be the best. No other pet store will make you feel at home like we do. At Garden State Pet Center, we view pets as members of the family. We don't believe in fast, high-pressure sales, but instead matching up the right pet with the right owners, as you are making a lifelong commitment. Together with our team members, we would like your visit to our store to be both enjoyable and educational. Simply drop in and take a look around. View the birds, reptiles, small animals, toys, food, cages, and miscellaneous items. Learn of the services we have to offer and decide for yourself if this is the store you'd like to call your home away from home.
Victor Santucci, owner of Garden State Pet Center. Visit us today at 226 South Whitehorse Pike in Audubon, New Jersey. We're open 7 days a week for all of your pets' needs.
Bottom of the third. Slavin leading us off, followed up by Zimmer and Dempsey. 4, 5, and 6 for the Green Wave in the third. Swing and a miss. Landon Delaney comes in from left field and is the new pitcher for the Eagles. So a rather quiet exit after 2 frames for Brendan Lawfrey, who had already kind of had a... It's not like he had a bad start, but he had worked the count full so many times versus Audubon that his pitch count had just gotten through the roof. He was at 54 pitches through 2 innings, which is an average of over 25 for every frame. Obviously not what you want, but Landon Delaney as a freshman with a 2.76 ERA, strike called. 1-2 now. 12 2/3 innings, 10 strikeouts, and 6 walks. He appeared in their 7-6 loss to Audubon on April 9th. That one's outside. Slavin gets a piece of it, foul. 2-2. Three, 2 now. There's a fly ball in the center field, going backpedaling, and he makes the catch. Good way to reel that one in. So Delaney gets it to his brother Caleb, and there is one away. Here's Ryan Zimmer now, the catcher, the number 5 spot. Zimmer grounded out to third to end the first inning. Slavin now 1 for 2 on the day. Outside. Line drive, fair ball, left field side. Going towards the corner, picked up. Throw down to second, beats him. Did he get around the tag? No, he did not. He went for the swim move, which, albeit very impressive, did not do enough to get the tag, and there is 2 down. It was worth a shot. He tried doing some sort of break dance out there. So the single, but out advancing, brings up Dempsey. Swing and a miss. I mean, it's 3:50 now, so we've been rolling for an hour, and it's the bottom of the 3rd inning, which feels like bad pace, but I think because that 2nd inning was so astronomically long, it just went on forever and ever and ever. Ocean City leads Oakcrest 5-0 in the 3rd. They batted around. Colts Neck and Donovan Catholic are tied 1-1 in the 4th. Count is 1-2 very quickly here. A swing and a miss. Waivers at that one. Throw down to first. It is in time. Side retired. West Deptford with a 1-2-3 shutdown frame, and Audubon is held not only scoreless but runnerless for the first time tonight. We go to the top of the 4th, 2-0 Green Wave. All right, folks, 2-0 Audubon in the top of the 4th inning after a 1-2-3 easy frame. McCracken's first pitch is downstairs. It's time for DWB Trivia Time. Today's question is, how many Major League stadiums have a retractable roof or dome? Is it A, 12 out of 30, B, 17 out of 30, C, 8 out of 30, or D, 4 out of 30? Although that is the answer right there, so I guess we won't wait until the 4th inning. Yes, it is 8 out of 30, so there goes the excitement for you. But yes, the 8 that do have a retractable roof or a dome are Tampa Bay, Toronto, along with Seattle, Texas, and Houston. Those are 5 in the American League, and then the 3 in the National are Miami, Milwaukee, and Arizona. 2 balls, 2 strikes with 1 away. time is called. Lawfree, followed up by Lundfeldt and Gasparovic, 4, 5, and 6 here. Line shot almost drilled McCracken in the face. Almost gave him a new hairline. That's going to be a base hit. And Lawfree has West Deptford's third hit of the afternoon here. And here is Lundfeldt, the right fielder. He grounded out to short his first time. A bunt. Foul down the third base line. By the way, that is number 11, Braden Curcio, that is on deck. He replaced Gasparovic in the second inning when he had a foul ball that hit off of his finger. He was replaced after getting checked out by athletic trainer Liam Corbel. And now Curcio is on deck for the Eagles. Throw down a first, not in time. West Deptford got a handful of runners on in the third, but no bite. And that is down. 2-1 now. Swing and a miss, 2-2. Decent breeze coming out here to shallow right field. And strike 3. Right on the corner. McCracken with strikeout number 4. And his first looking on the night. There's one away here for Curcio. Thought he leaned into it a little bit, but they're going to give him a hit by pitch. So now that's 2 runners on. I mean, yeah, he probably leaned into that one, but considering, you know, what we saw on Saturday, a pretty egregious lean in by Audubon, I would say all is fair now. First pitch, ground ball. That gets past Caladros, goes into left field. That's a base hit. Runner's going to hold. And now the bases are going to be juiced here. So first pitch single by the freshman, Landon Delaney. Put Audubon in quite a considerable jam here for the first baseman, Cranmer. Now, quick mound visit here by Wade Geis, along with Zimmer and McCracken. All right, here we go. Bases loaded, 1 out. And that one is down. 1-0. Bases loaded and the pitch. That one is hit well, but straight away in right field, Bantle is over. He makes the catch. Runner's gonna score. And a sac fly to right is out number 2, but West Deptford cuts the lead now to 2-1. So after the sac fly by Cranmer, here is now Zach Carson. Good chance for Audubon to rebound, though, with the bottom of the order up. As there's a strike call. Obviously, last thing you want is a situation where, you know, you have to turn the lineup back over with 2 runners on. You'd rather have a clean slate in the 5th versus your 1, 2, and 3 guys, your Delaney, your Hartman, and your McKenna. But it's 1-1. They're going to call that one a hit by pitch. That's the second one that's been a little questionable. And the bases are loaded again, going to the top of the order here for Delaney. St. Augustine leads Egg Harbor Township 3-0 in the 4th inning. If that's going to be a ground ball, Wiltie's got it. Throw across the diamond is not in time. Really didn't like the call down at first. Delaney definitely thought he was safe, but a nice play by Tyler Wiltie leaves the bases loaded and ends the top of the 4th inning with only 1 run allowed. It's 2-1 going to the bottom half here in Audubon. Bottom of the 4th inning, Audubon leads West Deptford 2-1. Eagles got a run back on a sac fly to right, but nothing since, as 7 men came to the plate. Audubon, I think, is getting somebody warm in that pen, as there is a strike called. Caladros, Bryce Dempsey, and Jason Stockman, 7, 8, and 9, rounding out the order for the Green Wave here in the bottom of the 4th. As this one is fouled back, 0-2. This broadcast is brought to you by Garden State Pet Center. Keep your pet happy and healthy today with the most organic food products available in South Jersey. Visit 7 days a week at 226 South White Horse Pike in Audubon. That is strike 3. Curcio applies the tag as the ball did pop out of his glove. And there is 1 down. Strikeout number 2 for Landon Delaney, and he has gone 4 up, 4 down in his relief appearance so far. I mean, you know, I definitely think Audubon, if a couple of things had gone a little differently, definitely would have had a easier time taking care of West Deptford, as they did in game 1 of this 2-game set. you know, in the first go around, Audubon was up, 6 runs early, and then they decided to bring in a sophomore with very little experience, and made a couple of bad defensive choices that almost threw the game away, and that's why it was 7-6 to final. And now Dempsey gets hit in the back, so good handful of hit-by pitches so far tonight. Audubon has been the beneficiary of them twice tonight, and West Deptford had 2 alone in the 4th inning. That's the 4th total. Now for Jason Stocklin. He struck out his first time with the bases loaded. The lineup will turn over next to Tyler Wiltsey. Strike right down the pipe, 0-1. Fouled back. Swing and a miss. Stocklin goes down with that issue. And there's another strikeout for out number 2. So it seems like at least after that, eon-long 2nd inning, they seem to be punching it out a little bit more here in the middle frames. But it's a relatively low-scoring game. Let's be honest here. 2-1 in the 4th inning. Definitely thought there would have been a little more offense as Wiltsey cranks one out to left, and there's trouble with it in left field. That one's going to go to the wall as it gets past Curcio. Coming in to score is Bryce Dempsey, and an RBI double by Wiltsey makes it 3-1. Seemed like just a regular hit off the bat, but a little miscue out there gets him an RBI. Still going to be scored as a standard double, though, as Wiltsey gets in there standing up for Charlie Capsetta. 3-1 Green Wave now. As the Camden County commit gets himself a bat for the 3rd time. He flew out to center in his first appearance, walked in his second. 0 for 1 tonight. That one is down. 1-0. Got a piece of it, swinging his heart on that one. And it's 1-1 to Capsetta. One and two. That one is high. 2-2. Capsetta trying to replicate that grand slam from 6 days ago versus Paulsboro. He's really just swinging his heart out on that one. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Delaney trying to get out of the jam. He already allowed 1 run in the inning. And this one is hit well out towards right field. And it is foul. Out towards the shot put area. Feels like it's getting hotter even though the sun is coming down. Don't know what that's all about, but I mean, this is the hottest 73-degree day I've ever seen. I guess just because the breeze is just really not there. Here is the 2-2. Delaney up to 32 pitches this frame, and strike 3 called on the outside corner. He's got 5 strikeouts in 2 innings of relief. He's been rocking and rolling. He allows an RBI double to Tyler Wiltsey, but nothing more. Still relatively low scoring here in Audubon. 3-1 Green Wave. West Deptford starting us off in the top of the 5th with Hartman, McKenna, and Lawfrey. 2, 3, and 4 after West Deptford brought 7 men to the plate in the 4th. That one is outside. 2-0. We do have a new pitcher for the Wave. Joey Slavin takes over on the hill as that one's outside. It's 3-0. The tall, lanky lefty comes on. Connor Chester takes over at at first base to compensate. The freshman first baseman, who was not in the lineup originally. Strike called, 3-1. I think they're finally getting Slavin out of a starting role and kind of putting him in like this short relief position, which I think is best for him because he's been good in short bursts, but he shouldn't really be expected to throw 3 or 4 innings with the same zip and velocity that, you know, we've seen from him regularly. So a 5-3 ground out to Hartman is out number 1. Here is Cole McKenna. Hartman had 2 walks prior to that. McKenna with a fielder's choice and a line out to right. The freshman Landon Delaney at 33 pitches as there's a fly ball into left field. Dempsey dropped it. He's got trouble with it. Going down to second and getting in there is McKenna. And he's got a one-out double. And strike is called, 0-1. That's a ground ball. Dempsey's got it at second base. Throw to first is in time. McKenna advances to third, and there's two down. So Slavin with a quick first 2 outs. This broadcast is brought to you by Tommy D's Home Improvement. Make your dream kitchen come true today with wholesale kitchen cabinets and countertops at heavily discounted rates. Visit today at 612 Creek Road in Belmar, next to the 42 on-ramp. Whew. Didn't know we were in Strawberry Mansion. First pitch is a strike. Of course, there's a lot of different parts of Philly that could go under that moniker, but somebody's got a real nice car down there. 0-1. Little tapper foul. Like my old buddy Matt Wagner when he had his Dodge Challenger before he wrecked it. Oh-2. Swing and a miss. So Slavin does seem to be good in those short outbursts. He gives up a double, but nothing more. We go to the bottom of the fifth. 3-1, Green Wave. All right, you can bring it back. Trent Bannell starting us off in the bottom of the fifth inning. As after a 7-batter frame in the fourth, West Deptford just got 4 men up there, as now the throw down to first is not in time, and a bunt single for Bannell puts a runner on here in the fifth. Bannell now 1 for 3 for Joey Slavin, who just got a scoreless first inning in relief. He now looks to add on to his resume as he also has an RBI double and a flyout to his name tonight. Outside. 1 ball, 1 strike to Slavin. The commit to Holy Family University, which is a second-year baseball program, or will be a second-year baseball program when he arrives in 2025. Nobody out after the bunt single. Pittman leads Wildwood 6-1 in the bottom of the 6th. They've got 1 and they've got 2. Double play. 4-6-3. And Slavin has retired for a twofer, and there is 2 down. So 4-6-3 on that one, and Slavin is taken care of. Here's Ryan Zimmer. Zimmer gives this one a ride into right field. Straight away, going back and making the catch. Will be Lundfeldt to retire the side. He's had a couple of miscues in right field tonight, but he makes up for it with a nice catch there in straightaway right. West Deptford going down to their final 6 outs. It is 3-1 going to the top of the 6th here from the Hank. Top of the 6th inning, Audubon leads West Deptford 3-1. I like this role that they're putting Joey in, to be honest. I mean, I like the fact that they're putting him in short relief and giving him something a little different to fight for. 1-1. And that one misses. 2-1. That one is foul. You could hear Ryan Knoll down there saying, hey, let it go foul, let it go foul. Let it roll, let it roll. And it's 2-2. Hermits lead Egg Harbor 6-0 in the 5th. Morristown just beat Camden Catholic 18-1. Swing and a miss. Ocean City trails Oakcrest 8-2 in the fourth. Or excuse me, Ocean City leads Oakcrest 8-2 in the fourth. And one away after the strikeout. To Curcio, strike called. Slavin now with 2 strikeouts in his early appearances, as it's now very quickly 0-2. This is something here. I mean, they're putting him in a very different role than what we've seen, and we usually don't see this much experimentation at the end of the season. Usually by the end of April, pretty much everything's locked in and they're not going to move too much. But these guys are really going to the next level with what they're willing to do, and how about that? That curveball went in about 3 different directions and none of them hit the bat. Strike 3, 2 down. And here is Aiden Cranmer now. CBA leads St. Rose 4-0 in the third. Danny Tutulio, 7 strikeouts through 3. Point Pleasant Beach leads Jackson Memorial 3-1 in the top of the fifth. Colts Neck and Donovan Catholic tied 1-1 in the fourth. And Wall leads Brick Memorial 6-3 in the top of the fifth. That one is a ball, 1-1. And also in South Jersey news that is collegiate related, Cam Fluke went 5 innings and struck out 9, the Egg Harbor alum, in a 17-13 win for Coastal Carolina, the nationally ranked Chanticleers, over Georgia State in an out-of-conference midweek game yesterday. 2-1. And 3-1. Slavin looking to snap out of it, and he does so with a swing and a miss. It's 3-2.
Hey, let's go, be ready, who wants it?
3 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs. Base is empty. There you go. That is ball 4. And Cranmer reaches now for Zach Carson. Don't forget to tune in on May 30th when the Tri-County Baseball League opens up their season with our DWB featured opening day matchup. The 2 teams that will be playing, we don't know yet because the schedule hasn't been unveiled, but we'll be talking with Angela Marciano and Bill Cohut to bring you 13 games over the summer from late May to early August and fill in your summer months with some hot entertainment off the hot bats of baseball. Visit today at tricountybaseball.net for schedules, rosters, statistics, directions, and more for everything you need to know for Tri-County action. Make this summer enjoyable as you can make it with the Tri-County Baseball League on Dan Wilkins Broadcasting. 2 balls, 1 strike. Slavin delivers a swing and a miss, 2-2. Cranmer on first, Zach Carson at the dish, and the 2-strike count is fouled back off the netting and caught in the on-deck circle. 2-2. Time called. Hamilton leads Cedar Creek 2-1 in the bottom of the 5th. And Westfield is tied at 0 with Al Johnson. 0-0 in the top of the 8th. outside. Ball 4. Slavin in some more trouble. He walks the 8th and 9th hitters here to bring up the top of the order, the go-ahead run, Caleb Delaney. As Lance Furness, the junior righty, warming up at the pen. Seton Hall Prep leads Somerset Tech 12-1 in the 4th inning. Brick Memorial just cut the lead for Wall down to 6-4 as there's a base hit in the center field. Copset has got it. A runner's going to be coming around. Here comes the throw. It's cut off. Now they're going down to third, and Zach Carson is out, but the first run does count. So they get an RBI single, but it ends the inning as it's going to be 3-2 going to the bottom of the 6th. Like we said, that first West Deptford run did count, so they threw it down the third, got the third out. It's an RBI single for Delaney to retire the side. Audubon's got one more chance to bat and put some insurance cushions on this game. 1 run in the bottom of the 6th. Bottom of the 6th inning. Audubon leads West Deptford 3-2. Looking for an insurance run here in the bottom half as they'll at least try to get something across. I mean, this is a lot closer of a game than I would have expected out of Audubon, but here we are. Strike called to Jack Dempsey. He is 0 for 1 on the day with a walk and a strikeout. Jack Dempsey, Nick Calandros, and Bryce Dempsey, 6, 7, and 8, due up here in the 6th. That one is high, and it's 1-1. Don't forget, all commercials on this DWB broadcast are edited, recorded, produced, and filmed by me. It helps us with equipment expenses along with travel costs and goes towards my college fund. So if you're interested in a flyer for DWB advertising, and if you'd like to get on board with the advertising game for South Jersey's biggest up-and-coming broadcasting business, send us an email at thedanwilkinsshow@gmail.com. There's a base hit in the left center field gap picked up by Curcio, and that's going to be a stand-up double for Jack Dempsey. So a leadoff knock for number 5. And that does put that insurance run on base for sure for Calandros. Still haven't thrown a pitch in this at-bat to Caladros, but here we are. Delivery with the bunt, it's low, 1-0. We do have a couple changes. Trevor Lundfeldt is the new pitcher for West Deptford. As Landon Delaney, they do a 1-for-1 swap. Lundfeldt comes in from right to pitch, and the pitcher, Delaney, goes into right field. They're going to have trouble with the bunt. Dempsey gets the third. Caladros reaches a bunt single with a little tomfoolery and fumblery in the infield. And that puts 2 runners on now. Runners on the corners. Delran just beat Florence 10-0 in a 5-inning mercy rule. So here's Dempsey now with runners on the corners. That's skipped in, 1-0. Little tapper foul. One ball, one strike by Dempsey versus Lundfeldt. Looks like he showed bunt again, but a strike is called. 1-2. West Deptford looking to turn 2. Audubon looking to get a little safer of a cushion here. And they are going to say that he went around. A tough call, but a strikeout swinging, for all intents and purposes, by Dempsey is the first out. Now for Jason Stockland. Stockland 0 for 2, 2 strikeouts, and one of them was with the bases loaded. And in fact, both of his strikeouts have been with runners on base, so not the most productive evening for him, but he's going to try to turn it around and get an insurance run. Lundfeldt, the senior right-hander for West Deptford, who for the first couple of innings was the right fielder, as here's a bunt. Stockland is going to be out, but they do get the insurance run. They drive in Jack Dempsey, and it's 4-2, so they did exactly as needed. The sacrifice is successful, and Audubon gets that insurance run that they had been so longing for. And there's now 2 away as we go back to the top of the order for Wiltsey. Lundfeldt a 2.62 ERA in 13 1/3 innings, 5 earned runs, 12 walks, and 13 strikeouts. This is only his 6th appearance of the year. West Deptford is 3-2 when he makes appearances, and he pitched 5 shutout innings versus Cumberland in a 13-4 win in the Pop McKenna tournament. First pitch. That goes to the backstop, and now Tommy Quinn, the pinch runner, goes to third without issue. 1-0. With Quinn running for Caladros, I would assume that means that Caladros is probably going to close us out in the 7th. That's my guess. Wiltsey gives this one a ride into left field. There's a base hit for an RBI. Quinn scores, and Tyler Wiltsey has a base hit, and it's 5-2. This is what Audubon was looking for in, like, inning number 2. You know, they had the bases loaded. They really had everything set out for them. and it looked like it was going to be deja vu of game one of this two-game set. It looked like Audubon was going to take care of business. They were going to run away with it, and we would have no problems. We were even going to, have like a 5-inning mercy rule or whatever. But West Deptford has held their own. And even though it's a 5-2 game, you give up 2 runs in the 6th inning as Wiltsey gets down to second base, and in fact, that is a hit by pitch. So that one plunked Copsetta, and now 2 runners are on for Bannell. I mean, West Deptford by no means is a bad team. They've lost to some poor competition this year, but what's made them good is their out-of-conference schedule. Clearview is not a bad team. They're 10-10, beat them. They beat another over 500 team in Cumberland, and even though they're 3-4 in their own division, big wins over Timber Creek, Cumberland, Clearview. They won their home tournament. The Pop McKenna beat PVI, held their own versus Pittman in a 9-4 loss, and they've got 4 games coming up. Let's count as 1-0. They're home to Haddonfield and Haddon Heights on the 15th and 16th. They are also home at 10:30 a.m. versus Millville, as the strike is called, on the 18th. And then they close out the regular season on the 20th versus Haddon Township, going into the first week of playoffs after the cutoff. 1 ball, 1 strike. Time is called. It is hard to believe that this game is only, it's 5:40, so we're only in the 1 hour 50-minute mark. It feels like this game is almost 3 hours, honestly. I don't know why. I guess maybe the heat is a little more potent than it normally is, as Bannell gives this one a ride into left field, going back, and it's caught. How about that? I thought that one had a chance to go yard, but Bannell missed by just a couple of feet. Audubon gets the insurance runs, and in fact, multiple runs that they have been looking for. We've got the final 3 outs on tap. If Audubon can hang on to it and take down the Eagles to give them their 10th loss of the year, it's 5-2 going to the 7th. Audubon looking for their final 3 outs, and they are leaving Nick Caladros at third base. So I'm going to have to read the NJSIAA rulebook on some sort of provision with courtesy base runners, because I thought that courtesy base runners could only be used if it was the pitcher or the catcher that had gotten on base. But Nick Caladros is the third baseman. Is there some medical waiver that you have to sign for you to get pinch run for every time? Because Tommy Quinn got a pinch runner on, but if this were, major league or even college rules that we were talking about here, then Tommy Quinn would have to take over at third base for Nick Caladros, and then he would be out of the game. 1-2. Slavin delivers and a swing and a miss. 1 down. Audubon brought 7 men to the plate in the 6th, scored 2. A sacrifice bunt by Stockland got the first run. RBI single by Wiltsey got the second. So here's McKenna now after the strikeout by Slavin. That one's high and away, 1-0. Our next broadcast will be tomorrow, same time but a different place, 3:45 from Haddon Heights at 8th and High Street. It's coverage of the Audubon Green Wave and the Garnets, looking for a little do-over from April. And as usual, as on cue, it's almost contractual that Audubon and Haddon Heights, when they play, it has to either rain or it has to be 90 degrees and the sun feels like it's about to collapse in on itself. Outside, 3-1. Wednesday we are off because it looks like it's going to be a washout. If something changes, we'll let you know, as that one's ball 4. Thursday is Audubon Senior Day. Audubon and Sterling, 3:45 start from here. And then Friday, the 17th, is going to be Cedar Creek and Audubon, an out-of-conference game between a Cape Atlantic powerhouse and a Colonial powerhouse. Coming down from Egg Harbor and Galloway, Cedar Creek going to come up and play 7 innings with us for the first time since 2017 in a regular season game, the day after the cutoff. Saturday and Sunday's plans are to be determined, but it may be something involving a little collegiate baseball, so we'll let you know. We're just waiting on confirmation from their school's athletic director, but when we know, we'll give you guys updates on our X at DW Broadcasting. This one takes a ricochet off the padding. And McKenna advances to second base here. 2-0. So a strikeout and a walk, and John Oler talking to McKenna, or actually talking to the umpires, I'm sorry. I guess just wanted a confirmation of something, but 2 balls, no strikes, 1 out. 5-2 Audubon here in the 7th. Their scoring has been pretty sporadic. 1 run in the first, 1 run in the second. Looked like they were going to have a consistently good offense, and then it kind of stalled out a little bit. Had a 1 run in the 4th, and then 2 runs in the 6th. And like I said, it's been pretty spread out. You know, 5 runs in 7 innings against a team like West Deptford isn't what you want. I mean, obviously a win's a win. You want to blow them out of the water every single time, but as long as you put that win in the column, you'll be fine. Audubon would improve to 15-7 on the campaign if they win tonight. West Deptford would fall to 8-10 going into their back-to-back doubleheader versus Haddonfield and Haddon Heights on Tuesday and Wednesday. Wiltsey picks up the ground ball, and that's in time for out number 2. So we are down to the last call after Lawfrey is retired. So here is Lundfeld, possibly the last chance for West Deptford. Outside, 1-0. Time is called in the middle of his motion. He was in the middle of his windup. Wow. I mean, that's a close call there. Slavin did do the right thing and follow through with his motion instead of stopping halfway through, because that could be dangerous for your arm. But still, I mean, I kind of understand, you know, Bandel's grievance there, because Like, there's got to be a certain window where you just can't call time anymore. There's a strike, 3-2. Or, excuse me, 3-1. 3 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs, and now fly ball foul, and now the count is full. So this could be it. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Audubon looking for their 15th win of the season and looking for their 9th season in a row with 15 wins. Fly ball, left center field, going in Dempsey. He slides and he makes the catch. Game over. He slides the game into a close and slides the team into a victory. Audubon takes their 2nd win of the season versus West Deptford and their 15th of the campaign overall. Rebounding from a tough non-conference loss on Saturday versus a very, very good Shawnee team. They give West Deptford their 4th loss in their last 5 games as they go into Haddonfield on Tuesday and Haddon Heights on Wednesday. Audubon 15-7 now in the campaign, going versus Haddon Heights tomorrow, and Sterling on the 16th for their senior day. And it's nearly polar opposites. Audubon has won 4 of their last 5, and now West Deptford has lost 4 of their last 5. Your player of the game, largely unnoticed, but still got the job done, Tyler Wiltsey. He went 2 for 4, reached on an error in his first at-bat, but had a sac fly in the 2nd, an RBI double in the 4th, and an RBI single in the 6th. He had 3 RBIs and contributed in every single one of his at-bats. If he wasn't driving in runs, he was scoring runs. So he was all around the best player tonight, even if the offense being sparse enough didn't really make that much of a difference. We won't have a post-game interview today, but got some earlier plans that we got to attend to. But Tyler Wiltsey is your player of the game, presented by Harper Driving School. Tomorrow, stay tuned for our 2nd road broadcast of the year, covering the Green Wave as they travel so far away, all the way up the state highways to Haddon Heights versus the Garnets and the 8th and High Street Fields matchups at 3:45 tomorrow. Of course, weather pending. From everybody here at Dan Wilkins Broadcasting, our social media coordinators Brandon the Kagerland and Keely Karan, our graphics crew Gavin Van Rel and Caleb Lane, my wonderful producer Donna Wilkins, I'm Dan Wilkins. We'll see you same time, but a different place tomorrow. I'm Dan Wilkins. Green Wave win 5-2. Have a good one, folks.